Good morning. Welcome to day number 21 of our 21-day intensive. It has turned out to be an intensive on the Aquarian shift activations. I was speaking with one of you yesterday, I think it was yesterday, in the last couple of days, and you were expressing that you were glad we're doing this one day at a time and adding on, because in putting it all together, it really is an intense practice. And I know I've heard from several of you that you're experiencing some intense shifts in your energy body and in your physical body, and some of you are going really deep. And at the same time, it's kind of like the deeper we go, sometimes we feel more of that resistance coming on. And, you know, when I first got the inspiration to do this, it was just, you know, it came up strong inspiration. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to unfold or what was going to unfold. I honestly didn't know that it was going to end up being so centered on the divine names. And I'm just like, I'm exploring and you know, what's coming through for me as a teaching for me, and exploring the divine names in new ways. It's something I've studied for, you know, 25 years or more now. And there's always more to learn and always new depths that come through. So with this program, it's like the ones that have been coming through have been in a guided sequence that is perfect for this evolution and transformation that we're going through in this 21-day intensive. And the perspective and the detail and the information on the divine names has been there all along, but it's unfolding, at least for me, and hopefully it's coming through for you as well, in a new light, in the light of how are these aiding us in this evolution, this process of evolution that we're going through, evolution of our consciousness into this realm of unconditional love, of universal harmony and peace. And it's been a beautiful unfolding. And I got from the very beginning, when the guidance came through, you know, there is a divine name of Fatah, which is the opener, the opening, beginning, you know, it is, and it also, it has the meaning of success. And my first mental thought was, oh, let's begin, because it was, you know, the opening of the Aquarian gateway. Let's begin with Fatah, the opener. And the guidance came through and said, no, that will be the last day. And it, you know, was perfect. I get it. I understand. And so going back to the conversation I was having with you, with one of you the other day, about that, in the intensity of the whole process, the whole sequence of movement that we are going through with as we go from start to finish of the whole process. There are parts of us that resist. And I was reading in Neil Douglas Clock's book, The Sufi Book of Life, about Al-Fatah, the opener. And he says, maybe I should read his words, but I can definitely give you, you know, this is the divine name opening. He calls it opening to unity's breath. And he says, when you are guided to this pathway, take the opportunity to experience the sacred unity, opening you to your destiny. And he talks about in here, one of the things that I quote Neil Douglas Klotz a lot about is he talks about calling the cacophony of yourselves, right? We all have so many parts of ourselves that some of us are like right there riding the wave with us, grabbing the surfboard, getting on the water, you know, helping us on, let's go, guiding, leading the way. Other parts of us are like, oh no, I'm going to hang back in the cottage, or, you know, in the hut at the beach, and just watch you from here, and you have a nice day. Another part's like hiding under the bed. So, you know, there's all different parts of ourselves that come together on our journey, right? And the journey is not about like beating up those guys that are hiding under the bed and dragging them out and forcing them to come along. And it's not about, it's not about leaving them behind either. So there is a way to bring together all of the parts of ourselves, the cacophony of selves, together around wisdom table. And he talks about like asking, who's ready to go? Who's ready to go on this journey, right? We have done this whole process of like really settling into the ocean, the drop within the ocean, clearing that doorway, that portal between the two, opening that to be in the flow of ocean and drop, and ocean and cup, and to go along with the poem, the Rumi poem. We are these beings, these forms we seem to be, are cups floating in an ocean of living consciousness. Be the open cup and be the ocean. Shift our focus from cup to ocean. We are in the ocean, we contain the ocean, and there is the portal between. We rest into that doorsill of that portal and let it open and let the ocean flow between, the waters flow, and the compassion and the mercy, the living consciousness flow between ocean and cup. And then we point that portal, the heart, toward that opening, and we receive that information. First, the big picture template of what is this new consciousness, this realm of the pre-existence, the pre-eternity. What is this grand high-level concept of what this realm is like? We receive that. We receive it breaking down to what are its attributes and qualities, and how does it harmonize and flow together? How do the pieces come together? And how do we receive those into our beings, taking form and shape? How do we allow ourselves to be formed and shaped? And then we integrate that into the cellular consciousness and embody it solidly, and then weave body and soul. Then as this integrated being, woven with this new template, integrated body and soul, we travel through the portal, through a wall into the realm of the pre-eternity, where we are more consciousness than form, right? So we went through this whole process, but let's take a minute now. And I had put in the email, if you got the email, to get pen and paper, because I'd like to take Neil Douglas Clott's suggestion on al-Fatah, and I'll guide us into a process and stop along the way and allow you time to ask that question as you call the cacophony of yourselves to gather around wisdom's table, which is the center of the heart, to gather around wisdom's table and ask, who is ready to go? And then invite those parts of you on board, on your surfboard, together on your surfboard with you as you travel and like really commit to that evolution. And for the parts of you who are not ready, you can hold them in the love, hold them in the compassion, hold them in a container of safety. And they too can you don't have to separate from the parts of yourself. It's like the whole of yourself can move into the new realm just with extra love and compassion for the parts of you who are in resistance and perhaps not quite ready. So I rambled pretty quickly on that. Hope that wasn't too fast. So let's take a deep breath. I'm excited today. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. And I'm excited for what I was sharing at the beginning, just which I'll tell you about a little later, but I don't want to sidetrack us from this. All right, so let's go ahead and come into our circle. And let's come together in our circle, sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one, in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. The name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. That's our first two divine names that we call in this sequence. Rahman, which is the ocean of eternal compassion, the living consciousness, the cosmic womb of our creation that contains and holds and supports us all in one body, in one cosmic body. So as we call in the divine name of Rahman, just allow yourself to feel this ocean of compassion around you and allow your being to be the open cup floating in the ocean of living consciousness. Allow yourself to breathe in this Rahman, 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 and let it just flow into your heart. Let your body, your cup, be like a cup of sponge, and let your sponge just absorb in that ocean of compassion through all of your pores, through all of the pores and all the way into the center core of your body. Let it come all the way into the core of your body. Breathe it in all the way into that very center core of that light that goes through the top of your head and down along the front of your spine and through your base. Breathe it all the way into there. And as you exhale, just let your conscious body drop down and land into your hips. Into your hips. And we'll begin with, like we talked about the pelvic bowl being that cup. And that center point at the center of your pelvic bowl, halfway front to back, halfway side to side, right there in the center of that bowl with that center point being your I am center. When you ground into that place and land there and focus your energy into that center point. This is your center of gravity, a strong power center of, I call it your I am center. And that cup like that with the dot in the center is like the letter Nun in the Arabic alphabet. And this meaning of that sacred sound code of the Nun, the N sound, is manifest. So let yourself be that manifest being, landing right there in your pelvic bowl and feeling that center of gravity right there. And be the cup, the open cup that floats in the ocean, allowing that ocean to flow through you as he says, as Rumi says, don't be the cup with the dry rim. Allow yourself to immerse into the ocean and float. Float, swim, drink it in. And Rahim, we call him Rahim, Ya Rahim. And Rahim is the compassion and the mercy that fills the cup, that is available for this cup of existence to just fill you constantly with the reflection of your source, that mercy, that compassion, that love. We call on the divine name of Rahim and let that travel right through your heart center into your cup. Your cup is a cup of living Rahim, living consciousness, living compassion, living mercy, and that's flowing from ocean to cup, from cup to ocean, just being that open cup in the ocean. Like the giving, the receiving is all one continuous motion. And it's allowing the flow. Rahman, Rahim. And then we called on Mutakabbir. Mutakabbir. And Mutakabbir is the greatest, and it is the greatest in the sense of there is like the no separation between the ocean and cup. It is the all-encompassing of the creation, and the mu is the embodiment of the attribute in the fluid existence, the fluid embodiment, right? And your body is 70% water. So let yourself, as you call on Mutakabir, just fall through your heart center all the way into the center of your chest. Mu, and the T is the mystery, the fluid embodiment of the mystery of Hub, from the creation, from the creator through that focal point, and Beer through that focal point, radiating the light into creation. So this is your oneness with the all that is the mystery, from creator through that focal point, that portal of your heart, and bursting into the light of creation, radiating light into this created existence. And let yourself, as you call on Mutakabir, let it carry you down into the center of your heart, that place where that funnel of energy at the front of your heart center meets in with that vertical core. And hang out there and breathe, allowing that ocean to flow into cup and from cup to ocean, and just be a witness of it. Let your breath move across that door sill between ocean and cup, between ocean and cup, clearing and opening the portal of your heart and releasing your attachments to one existence or another, and just allowing that flow. Releasing your attachments, opening and allowing the flow. And then let's turn that heart center and that portal. You can use your hands to point your thumbs right into that portal, and let your fingers be like antenna, and point to that cosmic gateway that carries this template of the realm of pre-eternity, of consciousness, primary consciousness. And let yourself receive, and this is alcoholic, the divine name alcoholic, and this is receiving this big picture template from the creator of what this concept of creation is all about. And we're receiving the new template of how to live in the realm that is primarily consciousness and secondarily material. And this is a realm where our importance shifts from the needs of the physical to the needs of the heart and soul and spirit, which is to the realm of love and compassion and caring for each other, and a unity, that loving, caring, all-encompassing embrace of a unified being where we all live as one, where there is only love and success and abundance when we care for all, when we care for ourselves and each other as one. No separation, no competition, just one. So receive that template, alcoholic, and let that embed into your field, this big picture concept of how this realm, the existence of this realm, templates your operating system and your knowledge. And let it overwrite any of the old stuff that is not relevant in this realm. And then we call on the divine name of Bari, Yabari, right? This is like that radiant light reflecting source. And this begins to take that big picture concept and start to segment it into its pieces and parts, and determine how the qualities and attributes of the different pieces and parts come together, how they relate to each other, how they harmonize and flow. This is rewriting the operating system of your conscious body, rewriting your operating system with this is the realm of unconditional love and peace and compassion, and all for one unified being. So let this define the pieces and parts, how they relate to each other, how they harmonize and flow, the divine attributes of them. This is the world you live in. This is the consciousness of the world you live in. This is the components and the flow of the world you live in. A world of love, unconditional love, of peace, of universal harmony, of compassion, of ease and flow. And we call on Al-Musawwir, right? This is really embodying the shape and form of these forms of radiant light, right? So Al-Musawwir takes these components and begins to form them into their pieces, into their functional parts. And you as a being, your body is microcosm of the macrocosm of the universal. So let your body also be formed and shaped. Let your consciousness, let your spirit, let everything be formed and shaped to exist and flow in this realm of the elevated consciousness of the one unified being. Let yourself be formed and shaped. Musawwir. And we called on Zahir. And Zahir is the manifest, the evident. This is bringing it into the physical and embedding it, crystallizing it into your cellular consciousness. So your cellular consciousness now carries the template of the new realm, of the new to us realm, of this new way of living and being. Zahir. Crystallizing into your cellular consciousness. And we call on Batin, which is now bringing that mystery into manifestation. This is the hidden. This is the soul. So this is weaving this template now into soul, right? From body and soul, harmonizing, weaving this information, this template, body and soul. Batin is the hidden, the secret, the soul. Really let it be interwoven through your body, soul, and spirit. Ya Zahir, Ya Batin, Ya Zahir, Ya Batin. And take a deep breath and just let your body again relax into this ocean. Allow the flow. And as we said, let's go ahead and make that intention for any of those parts that might be feeling resistance. Just invite them to be relaxed in this ocean. Give them a little safety boat there to be held in love and compassion and to be brought along in a safe container where they don't have to do anything or change anything if they're not ready, if they don't want to. But they can still come along, just as they've been along with you on your journey the whole way through. They don't have to do anything or change anything or be different. They can come along in that safety boat, while the parts of you who are ready can be on the surfboard and riding the waves. So Zahir, Batin, weaving body and soul with the new template. And now your integrated, templated being with the parts of you. Let's call right here and right now. Let's make this little diversion. as we prepare, we're getting ready to go through all into that realm of the pre-eternity that we have gotten a good glimpse of and done our opening and awakening and shifting and transforming. We've focused on that part. We've gotten the foresight of what that is and what's coming. Let's come back now and let's call on Fatah. Fatah, the divine name of Fatah. This is the opener. It is the opening. It is the beginning. It is success. It is that opening to sacred unity and like receiving your divine destiny or opening to your divine destiny. So as we call on Fatah, the sacred sound codes, the Fa is the opening or the mouth, right? The opening or the face. And I like to think of it as the face of God, right? The face of the divine. And let go of any pictures of God being a human, because God is beyond that. But that opening of the divine, the face of the divine. So just imagine yourself like, we talked about the wisdom's table centered with your heart, the heart center, that portal. Your heart is that portal between your individuation and your oneness with all that is. So let your heart, that portal of your heart, contain the wisdom's table and call all of the cacophony of yourselves to gather with you around this wisdom's table. And just imagine all the parts of yourself gathering around and taking a seat at wisdom's table with your own being at that portal of your heart center. Right? One foot or one part of you in that oneness with all that is, the other part of you, right? One eye viewing the realm of the all that is, the other eye viewing the table and all of the parts around that table, like being at that door sill in this being who is templated with this new template, this new operating system of living in peace, unconditional love, and universal harmony. And now you call all of the parts of yourself. And let's call on Fatah and offer that Fatah, that opening to the divine, the face of the divine, the mystery and the breath, right? So it is that opening to the face of God and the mystery within the breath, right? And allowing yourself to travel with that breath of your source into the opening of your own sacred destiny. And as all of those parts gather around the table, as you lay out a Fatah, that picture, that image, that concept of the opening of the face of the divine, the mystery, the breath, opening this opportunity for all of the parts of yourself. And just inquire into the parts of yourself, which ones are ready to go, and which ones, sometimes it's easier to hear the ones who aren't ready to go because they speak the loudest. And I suggested you bring pen and paper. Take a minute and just, if you notice some in particular, some voices that are like, I'll hang back here in the safety boat. I'm going to ride alongside in the safety boat and not have to lose myself or transform any part of myself right now because I'm not ready. And just like make a note of anything that is perhaps putting the brakes on. And just imagine, let's start to list them, if you will. Let's list them. I'm going to hold a space for a couple of minutes here just with Yafatha, as you sit around wisdom's table and listen and make your notes. Yafatha. 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 Now, for all of these places that you have written down, especially the ones that are not quite ready, the ones of resistance, just take that list, that paper, and make an intention, or maybe you have some safe place that you can hold these, and just as a symbol, a sign that you will carry these in a container of love and compassion and acceptance and safety and trust. You can even write those words on the paper with it. Like, I hold you. I hold you in love, compassion, safety, acceptance, trust. I hold you in love, compassion, safety, acceptance, trust. Carry you with me on this journey to know ourselves and to know our source. And gently fold the paper and hold it, or set it in front of you, and know that those parts of yourself are safe. And there's no pressure, there's no coercion, there's no beating them up or disowning them or rejecting them. There is only love. Right? We're talking about a realm of unconditional love and compassion and a sacred unity. And this is an inner thing too. So we have to bring it to the inside as well as the outside. So hold those parts of yourself in that love. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. And from here, now let's pick up with Ya Allah. As you take your integrated being, now your being that is held in safety and love and acceptance and compassion, integrated being, all of the parts of yourself, and let's call Allah, and let the ooh move you through that portal into that realm of the pre-eternity. Allah, the first, and there is no first, because this is before there was numbers, before the time and space, pre-eternity, pre-time and space. Allah, and let your being with your safely held parts of yourself, held in love and compassion, let that travel, let your entire being and all the parts of you travel through this portal, traveling through the portal to the realm of unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, unconditional compassion, universal peace, universal harmony, sacred unity. And as you come into this, through this portal and into this realm, al-ba'ith, ba'ith, coming through that focal point, and eth, that's releasing and shedding the old skin, leaving it behind, letting the new awakened part of you regenerate, regenerating new cells and awakening your entire being into this realm of consciousness. Ba'ith, ba'ith, ba'ith. And then we call on Hamid, Hamid, Hamid. And Hamid is the awe-inspiring reverence and praise where your entire being just falls, your heart melts on the ground into a pool of gratitude because of the magnificence and beauty of what is surrounding you and infusing into you and being you, and you being it in this realm of sacred unity. Hamid, Hamid, the praiseworthy, the reverence, the awe-inspiring, falling into the pool of gratitude. And Samad, Samad, which is the waves that emanate from source through the fluid existence, now absorbing into everything and solidifying and filling every crack and crevice and every gap, every hole, every bit of doubt or questioning, Let this samad flow into those places. Let it flow into those places within yourself and completely immerse you and embed you in this realm of the eternal. Samad means eternal. The eternal. So let it embed you completely in this realm. And it is Wajid, the all-existing, that really embeds into your structure that reflection of the divine life energy. The inner knowing within you, awakening the inner knowing inside of you to the integrated knowledge of inner and outer, of manifest and hidden, of seen and unseen. It's contained within you, and Wajid is awakening you to the all-existing, the inner knowledge of the all-existing. And let that really integrate inner and outer. This is opening your extrasensory awareness and perceptions. So you have an integrated knowledge of seen and unseen, heard and unheard, of inner and outer, manifest and hidden, body and soul, right? An integrated knowledge. And Yabasir, awakening the sight, the inner sight. And again, an integrated sight of inner and outer. Basir, Basir, right? Which is the focal point, the waves reflecting light. That is sight, Basir. And the Sami is the inner hearing, the waves through the fluid existence reflecting the source of the sound itself, which everything emanates from the divine source of existence. Everything emanates in waves that we can perceive through hearing and sight. But our outer hearing and sight only perceive a small range of frequencies, and our inner hearing and sight can awaken to the waves that exist outside of that short range of frequencies. So this is awakening, inner seeing, and inner hearing to the perceptible through the physical and the imperceptible through the physical, through the seen and the heard and the unseen and unheard, and integrating it with Wajid, the Basir, the inner sight, Sami, inner hearing, and the Wajid integrating the inner and outer. And again, the Wali Hamid, Wali Hamid, Ya Wali, Ya Hamid. Wali is that most intimate, protecting, trusted friend. And the Hamid is the praiseworthy, the awe-inspiring, the reverence. This is really taking that deep into your heart, into the depths of your heart, that place where your individual heart connects in with your source, and you feel that divine intimacy within you. This is your own sense of the divine intimacy within you. This is your own sense of the divine intimacy within you. And to feel that as your heart bows in awe and reverence, and breathe that awe and reverence inside into the depths of your heart, and feel your closeness with your source and with the all that is, as the all that is a reflection of your source, and you, the all that is contained within you, is also an emanation from your source, as your source is that which lives in you and through you and experiences the creation of itself within you and through you. So everything that you are is of your source, and everything that you see and engage with is of your source. And then Latif, the subtle mystery. recognizing and acknowledging that there was always more to the mystery, always more to uncover, to unfold, to explore, to learn, to know, to become. Latif. And Latif is that which contains all of the waves, all of the vibrations within the cosmic existence. And there is always more for us to know, always more. And then was a Gafur, which is your soul, awakening to what perhaps it didn't know before, what it couldn't make sense of before, what felt like it was outside of the realms of the divine and outside of that perceivable, the soul's, like what felt like was in darkness before, what felt like that was unforgivable from before, from the old, that's still hanging out in the soul, that this part of the soul lessons and the life lessons on this earth journey. So let the light shine through the opening onto that part that was in darkness before, that was unknown. Let it illuminate for the soul consciousness what you didn't understand before, and allow your soul to integrate all the way into the depths of your being an understanding of that which you did not understand before. Okay, and just allow that soul awakening that comes from a forgiveness and an enlightenment and an integration of past that will edify and unify your own being as you move forward into your evolution of your consciousness. And then shakur, which is the gratitude for all of existence. Whereas Hamid is just the awe, reverence, praise, and like gratitude for the existence. The shakur is the thankfulness for the reflections of existence, of what you see, of what you feel, of what you experience, of this experience of existence and this beingness of existence. Shakur, and let your heart feel the gratitude for the awesomeness of the creation. Shakur. And then yesterday was kun. Kun is being, existing, manifesting, but be. Kun fayakun, be, and it is. Kun is the Qaf, which is the creator, and the Nun, which is the manifest. And in the word kun, the Qaf is within the Nun, which means the creator is within all of the creation in everything. And as the creator created, it says, I was a hidden treasure. The Hadith says, I was a hidden treasure that desired to be known. So I created the creation to know myself, to know me. Not to know myself, but to know me. Excuse me. I created the creation through me to know me. And everything in the creation is created through all of us to know our source. And what exists in us and through us is the source, and seeing and knowing source itself. Kun. Know that everything within you contains the creator, or the creator is contained. A part of your creator is contained within everything, every part of you, and also within everything that you see. That creator is reflected back to you through your being, to be known. Kun. And then let's go back to Fatah. Vata, Vata, Vata. And if there are parts of you that may be like hanging on that edge in the, yes, I'm ready, but I don't know, invite them to take a leap of faith through the Vata. Vata is the opening, it's the mystery where we are in the breath of spirit, flowing, giving, receiving, being in that flow of the breath of our source, breath of spirit. Vata, Vata. And those places that need safety, hold them in that safety. Those places that are on that edge that are like, I think I'm ready, toes hanging off the edge of the cliff, invite them to spread their wings and take that leap of faith into the opening. Vata, Vata, Vata. And let's play with the sound code, the F sound. Let that ripple through your fluid body, emitting that sound wave and the vibration into the fluids so that it embeds into your cellular consciousness, this knowing of the opening or the face of the divine, and the mystery, the hidden. And the the breath of spirit. Vata, 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 Vata. This is the opening, the beginning, as every day is a beginning to a new awakening of ourselves as the old cells continue to die off and the new cells continue to be regenerated. Right? That was Ma'i. As the new cells continue to be regenerated in this new template, where your entire being is templated with this realm, the inner workings and the knowledge of this realm of consciousness, the realm of the pre-eternity, where you are primarily consciousness and you live in love and harmony and oneness with all. All, the realm of the pre-eternity. Let your being float in that. Let your being fly in that. Let your being swim and soar in that. And be kun fayakun. Kun fayakun. This has been a beautiful, beautiful journey that we have been on together. And I'm so grateful to you for being a part of this journey and being on this journey, and for the, this, you know, when we do this together, it just creates an exponentially magnified experience of the existence. And it also helps to emanate it that much more into the collective consciousness and into our world to help us to facilitate. You know, our world is shifting and evolving into this realm, excuse me, of the unconditional love and compassion, of this realm of this unity consciousness. The earth being, the body is shifting, and there is incredible opportunity for rebirth here and for being born into this new realm of existence. And we have to, at this point, we are at that phase in the evolution of the collective consciousness, in our cosmic evolution, where the old stuff that is not sustainable is breaking down and it is falling away. And we have this opportunity to, and I feel like really we're going like it or not. So we have this opportunity to consciously and proactively evolve. And I honestly believe there are some storms coming as the old is breaking down and falling away. And it is for the greater good, right? As we talked about the caterpillar, when it's ready to evolve into the butterfly, that it forms the chrysalis. And what happens is it secretes an enzyme. And the enzyme actually digests itself, its own body. And it turns into this liquid slime, or this liquid goo. And the digested self, the excrement from the enzymes digesting the body, actually becomes the food for the invisible imaginal cells. And the invisible imaginal cells feed on the digested old self, the digested old body, and grow into the parts that come together to form butterfly. And it evolves and grows, and as it matures and goes through its gestation period, then the outer film of the chrysalis becomes transparent. You can see the butterfly within it, and then it opens, the wings unfurl, and the circulation moves through the wings. And then when the light hits the wings, the butterfly can fly. It can fly. So Yafata is opening into that mystery, the breath, where we can fly. We can fly and soar in this new realm. But remember that the butterfly, and this is true, the butterfly can only fly in the daylight, because the light from the sun, the wings of the butterfly are like solar panels, and they can only have energy to fly when the light of the sun is shining on them. So let's open to the light of our source, the sun of our source, and let that shine on your wings, and let your wings have flight, take flight. Yafata. As you fly through the air, the skies, the breath of source, as you emerge in this butterfly state. Yafata, Yafata, Yafata. And for all of those parts of you that are in that boat of safety, continue to hold them in love and acceptance and compassion. And as they are ready, just keep that door open. Show them that doorway, so that as they are ready, they can come through that doorway and evolve with you. There is no compulsion. There is only love and compassion. And what really helps, honestly, what really helps with them is the knowledge. The knowledge. And the knowledge and the gentle, loving, compassionate experience will help those parts to come along. So I encourage you to continue this practice. And I actually would like to offer you an opportunity to continue this practice. As I was saying earlier to some of you, I took Amani, some of you know Amani Shalaby. She was the translator for my teacher. And I went through her chaplaincy program. She offered a chaplaincy program. She's by trade an engineer, and she also has a graduate degree in comparative religions, where she studied the works of Ibn al-Arabi, who is one of the Sufi mystics and scholars. She studied his work quite in depth and brought through a great bit of that into our chaplaincy program. And our teacher, my teacher, Sidi Sheikh Muhammad al-Jamal, who is a Sufi master and guide from Jerusalem, also brought through a lot of the works of Ibn al-Arabi, and quite mystical and really gives that opportunity to soar. And Amani had said, knowing that the work that I do with the divine names, and immersing into the, like doing these dives with the sacred sound codes. She said she wanted to get more into that at the end of our chaplaincy program. She said, I want to get more into that. I want to do more of that. And so I called her last night, as a matter of fact, and I said, oh, Manny, would you be interested in doing this together, where we can really, take the divine names one at a time and really like dive in and explore sacred sound and the mystical meanings behind the sacred sound and the formation of the letters and the, how all of the waves move from source through creation to like bring the creation into existence, and how we can like really use that as a source of evolution for our own beings, like using this, like the integration through sacred sound into the fluid body and transforming ourselves through that. And she said yes. And she said yes. So yes, I see claps, and I am so excited because we're going to offer that. And because it just is unfolding, I am going to be getting back to you with the offer and how to be a part of that. If you are on the webcast now and you want to be a part of it, you can put your, well, I tell you what, I'm going to be putting it out to everybody by email. If you would like me to contact you personally, put your information into the chat and I'll do that. I will be so excited and happy to contact you about that. And, we're still working out the details, and I'll have everything all set up soon. She and I are meditating and praying on the details of it, and we're going to get back together to talk about it. But we do know it will be like a deep dive teaching. And what we talked about was doing once a month a deep dive teaching on all of the knowledge that is available, let's say, and integrating the knowledge. And then on the 2 weeks later, I'll take us through a deep dive continuum movement type experience of diving into the sacred sounds. Beautiful. Diving into the sacred sounds through a meditative embodiment experience, right? So we'll have a knowledge piece and a deep dive piece that will be like every 2 weeks kind of thing, or at least twice a month. And we've got a lot of divine names. In every list of divine names, there's 99, but really they're infinite. So there are a lot more than what are contained in the books, and then what we've gone through. Actually, only 20 of them during this 21 day, because Kun is not considered to be one of the divine names, but there are many names of existence like that. Beautiful. Thank you. And so there's so much, it's like an infinite possibility in this. And we are so excited to get started with this. And so we actually did set a date to do our first one on March 15th. And like I said, I'll be getting all of the details to you and contacting you. And I hope that you can join us, because I think the possibilities for continuing this evolution and continuing to embed ourselves in this realm of the cosmic waves, right? The cosmic waves of our source, and that realm of the pre-eternity, and really evolving into the primarily consciousness realm of unconditional love, of sacred unity, of really understanding the fluid existence and the waves that emanate from source and the breath of source, and how we move through it all, how we embody it, how we immerse ourselves and really live from that place is an incredible, evolution, right? It is the Sufi path. It's what the Sufi path that we've been on, and this is just adding a new dimension to it, a dimension of embodiment and of integration, and to use a word that one of the beloveds gave me, who is here, gave me just yesterday, I think it was assimilation, but to really assimilate it into our beings so that we are it, and we are living it, and our consciousness is it, and it is us. So look for that information coming to you very soon. And once that information is out, I'll be sure and put it right alongside this video as well, so in case you're watching a replay. All right. And with that, we conclude today again with, take a deep breath, settle into your body, kun fayakun, kun fayakun, kun fayakun, be and it is, and ya fatah. Fatah is of a form. There's different forms of words and how they come together. So there's more than just sacred sound, but there is formation of words and how they fit together, where some words are like, you know, a meaning of like the soul active source, and others are like continual motion, and others, you know, so there's different names. Fatah is one of those of continuity and continually recurring, that opening of your consciousness to your sacred destiny and evolving into sacred unity. So Ya Fatah. Kun is a state of being. Ya Fatah is a state of opening. So may your continual opening, that opening continue to unfold before you. May you continue to open and soar through that face of the divine into the mystery, riding and sailing and soaring on the breath of your source. And you are one. Right? I thank you so much for today. And I look forward to seeing you in the very near future. Thank you.